All right. So, where were we last week on DXY? We were Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday. All right, so we were here. We were in this candle last week, and I said we would look potentially get an area of interest there, right? Just out of the blue, right? But unfortunately, all that we got was this inefficiency here. Just filled, rejected, right? Didn't come as deep as you wanted it to, but it is what it is. And now it's just a matter of seeing this just fly. Yeah, easily I see this at least taking out these equal highs. It makes so much sense to me, just due to the fact that we have a high and we failed to break the high, right? And what does it mean again when we fail to break a high? What does that mean to liquidity? From a liquidity standpoint, I'm sorry. If it's not taking out the liquidity, what is it doing?
More liquidity.
Exactly, it's adding on to it. So all it has to do now, well, essentially all you're seeing here is a bunch of accumulated liquidity being lined up to just straight up take it out. So honestly, if we get any type of decent pullback, right, potential inefficiency, I'd like to gladly see this take out the liquidity, run the liquidity, right? And that would be a potential, sell TP for Euro USD. And the only, that's the only thing I ever correlate is DXY and EU, just due to the fact that the dollar is composed 80% of euro, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But I mean, yeah, it's just rinse and repeat, like momentum is obviously to the upside. It's showing, it's becoming very clear, especially due to this, what is that, a morning star, I believe. It's all lining up, and it's just a matter of continuing the trend, following the trend, and could potentially catching those trend shifts, which is why I'm still holding, the Euro USD sell. I know AUDUSD actually moved. I think, was it news today? Was that news? I was not looking at this at all when this happened. Oh yeah, yeah. So look, so I'll find something online after the call, just to show you that the dollar is composed, like currencies are composed of currencies, blah, 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 which is why I'll show you guys after the call. I'll find something after the call. Um, hold on. Yeah, inversely correlated, exactly. So I don't know if this is news actually. Let's let me look at that. Yeah, that was employment change positive. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a big increase, actually. That's a massive increase from forecast. Oh, not an increase, but that's a really high actual compared to that forecast. But obviously, yeah, you see that. You see ton of inefficient pricing here. But we'll come back to that. Just keeping on going on this. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to go up. Obviously, there's always a chance this will just start dying from here, but it doesn't make sense to me because we've already seen, right, if this is a previous high, we're already looking at an 80-90% retracement here. So for us to assume that this will continue doesn't really make sense. Like, yes, your structure is still quote unquote intact, but let me actually go deeper into that, because I remember, let's do it on Euro USD. So that, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I said, yes, our structure is still bullish, but just due to the fact that we saw such a deep retracement, right, 80-90%, you're less likely to see that higher high being formed, right? And obviously, look at what we got, right? You could say off of that daily. Obviously, I didn't take it off that daily, which is my sell position. The sell position was straight up inside of inefficient pricing, right? Gave some type of minute one rejection and then just sold, took it down 80, 90 pips, hit a ton of targets. Right, let's see how I see. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, so literally, right, inefficient pricing. All right, does this make sense? Right, you see inefficient pricing. Inefficient pricing is filled. Right, price is continuing to come up to fill inefficiency, but unsupporting volume. No volume. Right, what does that mean? That means we're starting to shift. And now, as you can see, smaller time frame, break of structure there. Come back up, fill up that candle, and then now we see bearish pressure. Right after the fallout. So does that make sense? Yeah, officially it is a break of structure once those highs are taken. Yeah, so am I making sense with that? Right. Look at how corrective this is starting to look here. Right. Decrease in volume. Decrease in volume. No volume present. Showing a shift. Transition. Right, and then we're looking at a 4-pip stop, technically. 4-pip stop.
Yo, Fredo, sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
So just to clarify, right now you're looking at price inefficiency in price inefficiency for your entry, correct?
Well, I would have taken it. I took it literally based off of this here. This price inefficiency here.
Oh yeah, but the original area you had highlighted was from previous
Yeah.
on a higher time. Okay.
Let me show
Just
you.
no, I was just making sure that I was understanding it clearly.
Yeah, it's right here. Look, right here. Right there. Right. So this is pretty, this is pretty textbook as textbook as it gets. It's in your inefficient pricing. Right. You're in, what time is it? It's 7 a.m. It's right around New York Open, right around where session overlap is starting to commence. And then you see this type of setup, it's exactly what you want. And then from here, right, 4-pip stop. Now let's go 15-minute. Right, obviously previous low, previous intraday low is your target one. That is 6 to 1. Right, you just keep taking it to each low. You can choose whatever targets you want. The important thing though is to take some type of profit from it. You don't want to have to hold a swing and then just see it fall apart. Right, second target 12 to 1, 16 to 1, 21 to 1. Right, solid. And not to mention that only took let's see, that took a day. So it's essentially a swing trade, but in the duration of a day trade. That makes sense. Yeah, exactly. exactly. Yeah, every single, like for example, every single pair breakdown, I'm pretty sure has been a higher time frame setup and then a like lower time frame minute entry, like minute one, minute two, minute three.
So, quick question.
Uh-huh.
So you find, well, it's basically repeating what you said. So you find your area of interest, like what, the day before, and then on your overlap session, you look for the entry.
Yeah, literally. And
Wow.
sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I'll go over that with UCAD because I took a loss in UCAD on two of my accounts, and then it just flew when news came out. And that was just I'll discuss that a bit. But yeah, but is this making sense?
Perfect sense.
Yeah, first time we've had 50 people. It's been a while since we had 50 people. That's lit. That's good though because I do have like something important to talk about after this. Um, but yeah, does this make sense? Do y'all get this? Right? And if you want to dumb this down, if you want to dumb this down, impulse, correction, impulse. That's how you dumb it down. Just simplify it, let your structure tell you what it means. Right? And also pay attention to momentum. Momentum is always going to tell you where price is going to go, especially from H4 plus. Right? You could tell how corrective this looks, very zigzag. Right? Then reacts from area of interest and just projects, dies. Right? And then I think it was the same thing for AUDUSD. Yeah, it was. It was. Somebody on call actually pointed out this candle. I think it was yeah, it was last week. Somebody pointed out the candle. Right? As you can see, first off, start from the daily. Um, like I said before, right? Look at how deep this retracement was in comparison to previous higher low. Right, and I told y'all to. Oh, I showed y'all through this. Oh, I think that's the wrong one. Okay, well, I don't have that. All right, so you see, impulse, correction meets equilibrium, and then continues. Next impulse reaches that 61.8, continues, right? Reaches all the way to that extension, right? And then now, that final retracement is literally in the 90%, right? It's in the 90s. All right, so that's just showing you that momentum is surpassing almost the previous low. So for me to try to assume that that would create a higher low is very unlikely. And the best way to tell that from a structure standpoint is obviously if that previous higher low, if that previous higher high is violently taken out, which it is, right? As you can see in this candle here. Now that leaves inefficient pricing. Inefficient pricing is filled. You zoom in, right? So I actually, y'all know that I took this buy. A couple of y'all took it with me. I took this buy position here, targeting previous high. Right, it smashed overnight, and I woke up to it smashing TP. Just so then we got to wake up to another setup, which was Let me change that. All right, just to hit 50%. Three pip stop based off rules. Right, your intraday target is that previous low. Right, that's already 10 to 1. Right. Target 2, target 3. Right, target 2, 18 to 1, target 3, almost to 30 to 28. Right, so y'all see, y'all get it, you know, this is rinse and repeat every week, every week, every week. It's now just a matter of getting your head straight, right, and saying fuck the money. The second you say fuck the money's gonna come. Trust me. Right, and then now with news taking out previous highs, that could probably give us some type of, you know, upside momentum. So now it's just a matter of probably getting some type of continuation anywhere here in the morning, if it gives it. If not, I'm not stressing this. Right, but what I was stressing this morning was EURUSD. I mean EURUSD, USDCAD. This is one that I missed out on. I was really trying to catch this. So my thought process before we actually saw this moon from this time frame was looking at this range, right, and acknowledging that the range had consistently failed to break previous lows. Failed to break previous lows, right? Not only that, but if you see it, there's big diminishment there in volume, meaning there's going to be some type of big move coming in, and just based off of the lows consistently not breaking, you're going to see, well, you're obviously going to say, you know, I'm kind of bullish on this, and I was bullish on this. So my setup here, right, was trying to play this. It's trying to play that 50%, aka that inefficient pricing fill right there. And this did me so wrong. Like literally, y'all see this 15-minute closure? This was about to engulf, and then literally the last minute of this candle, it just died. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? But this met the rules, you know. Even the 50% would have lined up with the open of this 15-minute candle, but still was still a 30-minute play. You know, it happens, whatever, right? Just to get it straight though, the reason why I came all the way down here was to maybe fill that, right? And from a 45-minute time frame, I mean not 45-minute, 30-minute, right? This could have been considered some type of inefficient pricing, but honestly, it wouldn't have been something I caught. It, like, even if I never saw this here, this wouldn't have been something I caught. So, you know, it happens. It is what it is. All you can do now is continue. But this is a solid trade. I mean, it was over 100 pips. Yeah, about 120. Solid. It'll come back, but after that daily closure, I'm definitely bullish on this. Right? Like at first, I really wanted this to correct and give us this here, and give us anywhere in here, and I even zoomed in, and I was looking at this here. But it doesn't really look like it wants to hold that, especially due to the time it is. I don't know. It just this right now wouldn't be something I touch, but I would like wouldn't be surprised if it did give us that move, just because there is inefficient pricing there due to news. So, I mean, we'll see tomorrow morning. If anything, this is something I'd like to catch on a pullback and continue. So we'll see. I know that 8-hour looks really nice. Yeah, this 8-hour looks really nice. All right. See, that would be your setup. Now you just go to sleep, whatever, and wake up and see what you can find then. You don't gotta stare at this stuff all day, every day. It's just a matter of finding your setups and observing whether or not you want to take it or not, taking it, and then learning from your mistakes, learning from your wins, etc., etc. Journaling, blah blah blah. Which I actually haven't done today. I'm gonna do that after the call. Um, yeah, I forgot to journal this morning just because I was really busy. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just the same old Zoom, same old setups. It's just a matter of consistency with everybody. And something that I've noticed too, um, there's a lot of people that have caught on really, really nicely. Like there's some people that are ghosting right now, working on themselves, making their bread. Um, and that I concluded that it was from people having different levels of intuition, right? Intuition, for the people that don't know, just basically means your ability to interpret, your ability to, yeah, just basically that, to interpret. So something I want to research on for the next like couple weeks is trying to see if intuition is teachable. Because I don't know if intuition is teachable, but if it is, then that's definitely like a big, psychology enhancer, I guess you could say. Because if you can teach intuition, if you can somehow become better with intuition, especially with these types of concepts, you're gonna get your technicals down. And as soon as you get your technicals down, it's just a matter of getting your feeling emotions straight. So yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research on that, but all of that'll come out when the course comes out. I don't think intuition and experience go hand in hand, because like originally back when I used to trade different technicals, I got those down, within my first 3-4 months of trading. And I saw early success back in the day. Yeah. So yeah, you that makes sense, Nick. But I still want to see if there's a way to teach it, if there's a way to, or to at least bring awareness to it, so that people can figure it out for themselves. Because like intuition isn't really about um, it isn't really about being good. It's about just the ability to absorb information. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic that I actually showed Sergio like before the call, just because I literally thought of it like an hour ago. But yeah, I mean, other than that, what questions do y'all have? Yeah, that's why you wait to see what it wants to do first. I'd like to see what price does at the open at the 50. So around what time in the morning would you suggest I wake up to? Figure out when New York and London overlap. Um, Jackson, I'm pretty sure they would. The more quality time you spend studying would mean bigger intuition. I don't know honestly, because there's people that like literally stare at the charts, study their asses off, and they still see little success. It could be what they're studying, how they're studying, or it could just mean, trading isn't for them. So, I mean, I guess it just depends. I mean, I wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah, I know people who don't backtest and are really good. Yeah, bro, I don't backtest. Yeah, it varies for everybody. Yeah. Yeah, it is implementation. So whenever, learning these concepts, I would say the best way to implement everything is probably spend no more than 2 months on demo, and then try to load up some type of money on an account, whether it's 100, 500. It just has a good starting balance, just so you can start seeing how emotions actually play, right? And then journaling those emotions, journaling your outcomes, right? And then just start building from there. That's probably the best route anybody can take. Yeah, you would. The only reason I want DXY to pull back is to see this pullback too, right? Like, just judging off of this, I wouldn't want that to break. I would want anywhere 50%. Yeah, you see, like, this is still showing signs of bearishness. Right, DXY pullback, give that. And you want to see something funny too? Head and shoulders, nope. What are the key points you choose to cover in your journaling? Well, let me check out yesterday's. Let's say 22nd, yeah. So I literally just I summarize what I did during the trading day, and then below that I put focuses. So yesterday's focuses were pay attention to my intraday structure as well as intraday closures. Um, don't be ignorant, and then I put trade what you see, not what you think you see. And so at the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, you look back at your trading week through these journals, and then you learn from them. Oh no, Harris, no. You're taking that way too literal, bro. That's not how it works. How is DXY calculated in pips? I don't know, bro. It doesn't matter. You gotta correlate the candles in price, not how much it moves. Nah, bro. I've said why I don't want to do that. And it's just when you have an audience, your psychology will trip up. And a key example of that is the torch that QBanks does. I think that torch idea is fucking stupid. Right? Obviously, it's a good opportunity for people. Like, I understand the point. At the end of the day, it's to bring awareness to him, bring awareness to upcoming traders. Is to give traders the opportunity to, get an extra 4K. You know, um, I don't think I would ever do that. Well, maybe not anytime soon for sure. Yeah, that current guy took no L's, but he did hold $2,000 drawdown, and he did have like 200. Like 120 pip stop losses. He made his money. Good for him. But now he says he's gonna flip it to 20K, and I just hope he doesn't blow that whole account. So yeah, I follow it just to see. It's always funny to see what the community has. I will throw out Zooms in the mornings during the weekend. I mean, during the weekends once the course releases, just because like a lot of my potential members are going to be from Europe. Like, there's a ton of people here that are from Europe, and it's 4 a.m. for them, And if I could, I would do them now. It's just like, I'm still in school, so that's why I'd rather make those in the weekend. The launch, we don't know yet. It's just like we just need to get a couple of things ready, and then we're still waiting on the website to finish. So once you see that, then we'll see. um, but yeah, I mean, do you guys have any questions? Like, there's 50 of y'all.
I got one kind of similar to what they said about the morning thing. Kind of like it's kind of the same question, but like if you record but like you don't talk or anything, you're like it's just like your own Zoom, and then upload what you did whether you talked or not, and then we just basically watch you after, not during.
Hmm.
You
Maybe.
know what I mean?
Maybe. You manually enter trades. Yeah, bro, it's a pain. I manually enter on all three of my accounts. There's only there's only uh there's only one issue with me trying to record myself is like I have classes at 9 a.m. So I'm looking at I literally wake up, look at my computer for like an hour, and then get ready for school, go to school, and then look at charts while I'm in school sometimes. So it's like I can't really record it because I'm either in bed or 30 minutes later I'm on the way to school. 30 minutes later I'm in class. So that would be the only issue with trying to record that. Like, this would be so much more simpler if I wasn't in school. But I mean, I only have 3 semesters left, so get a trade copier. Yeah, I'd do that. I just don't know at all how those work. Yeah, college athlete life is not fun. Like, I wake up at 5 to go to 6:30 workouts.
Holy shit, dude! I feel you, Fredo, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Student
I
athletes
mean,
are fucking tough, dude.
nah, they're not really tough. I mean, once you get disciplined with your sleep, that's all it takes. Like,
I
literally
know.
after this call, I'm about to knock out.
Yeah, I know. I just take so much time every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it just varies. But it's all discipline. If you can discipline
Yeah,
yourself,
I gotta go. I gotta practice from 7 to 11 every single day.
in the morning,
Yeah,
oh, that sucks.
yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, but there's always ways to adjust through it. Like, you've obviously made it work.
Yeah, I mean, I just gotta sometimes just figure it out. You
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe have a bigger stop loss and
Mm-hmm.
play it how it is. And I mean, still can get a lot of bread with it. And then
Yeah, I mean,
after I get out of college, I'm gonna focus on getting these tighter entries. But obviously,
yeah, and I mean, you don't always. Do you do it year round?
yeah, no. So basically, on the summers, I'm in Brazil, and then I got some good. I got the entire day, but other
Yeah.
than that, it's basically 7 to 11 every day.
Mm. But I mean, still, you're making it work. And that's what matters.
Yeah, it's still pretty. I mean, it was annoying last year because I was pretty frustrated about it. Then I just figured out a way. I said I can't. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's working. So I'm pretty happy.
go through some Wyckoff schematics. I can't think of any from the top of my head, but I know I have some. Let me see. I know I have some. No, wrong one. I know I have some here. All right, so this was EURUSD accumulation. Oh, this wasn't EU. This was DXY. Those might actually. Okay. I mean, what are you misunderstanding? Yeah, get your entry on the smaller time frame. Terminology is it's well, hold on first. Before you try to understand what each term means, do you understand what Wyckoff is? That's the question. See, so how can you try to learn something if you don't even know how it works first? Right, so Wyckoff is essentially, yeah, let's pull up the website. All right, so this is obviously the one thing that every quote unquote Wyckoff trader um, looks for. But where they mess up is they don't read any of this stuff, right? They don't read any of this stuff, right? They don't. I bet you they don't even know the laws to heart, or even know any idea of what they are, right? All they do is they skip to the pictures and they just try to copy and paste it onto, a chart, which can work, but it's like you're trying to use something that you don't even know how to use, right? So all they do is they copy these pictures, they print them, and they post them on their walls, and then try to post on Instagram for clout. It's stupid, um, because you're fully missing the point of what this website should be used for, and it's to explain to you what accumulation and distribution are, which is the overall shift between supply and demand to supply through shifts of volume, which is where you connect your third law, which is your law of effort, right? So law of supply and demand, right? If that's just basic economics, cause and effect, where is if an event happens, this other event is going to happen in contrast, right? That's just like a little summary, because I want you guys to actually go and read this stuff. Like, I have the materials there for a reason, right? The materials are here for a reason, and I know a lot of people have read through it and they've actually told me that they enjoy it, right? So just focus on what it actually means to see a schematic. Don't just try to connect, oh, this looks like SC, oh, this looks like a spring, oh, this looks like a UTAD, oh, this looks like an LPSY. Actually understand what's going on, figure out what's going on, right? Because you gotta actually understand something before you can use it. And I'm gonna always say that because it's true. It's why these so-called Wyckoff traders fail. It's why even these so-called smart money traders fail, because they don't really understand the logic behind smart money and dumb money. They just say, "Oh, institutional candle, trade with the banks." Don't listen to that bullshit. Like, actually get your head in the books, actually understand what everything means, and then you're gonna see success. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we're good for the call. It's been an hour. Good little, I mean, no, it's good little 50, 40 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording, but I do want to talk about some stuff.